Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new Badgerland Trains video. I am here today in Chicago, my new home, and today we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of the CTA Blue Line extension to O'Hare. Behind me, you can see right here, we have a classic CTA 2600 series in the old livery, and they've got a 6000 series coming in for rides out to Rosemont every 15 minutes. So we're gonna check this out. We're gonna check out that ride. I'm gonna bring it to you today, and as well as I have also got some sweet merch. So we're gonna do some riding, and then afterwards we'll talk a bit about the history of this extension and why it's so crucial to Chicago. Let's go.
As you can see on this poster, the 2600 rail cars built by the Budd Company of Philadelphia were delivered to the CTA in the 80s. With a total of 300, 100 of these were dedicated to the OHare extension. Our 6000 series is pulling up now, so let's go climb on board. Here on the interior of car 6711, we can see vintage advertisements lining the top of the car. Old advertisements such as the 14-day pass, as well as an advertisement for White Sox history, adorn the top of the rail car. Over here, we can see an old map listing stations that don't have the same names anymore, and you can also see the proof and history that the Blue Line used to also cover what is today the Pink Line. Look at some of those station names.
Now my guess is that it's just because these cars are much older, there's not really good air circulation in here, so it is extremely hot and humid in here. Probably just because we're sitting at the station, but I feel like I'm roasting.
Our train began to pull out of the station as we began our journey towards Rosemont Yard in this vintage 6000 series car. Please enjoy the sped up footage and enjoy the views as we depart out of O'Hare. Here's another shot of the interior of the rail car as we make our way back towards O'Hare. As you can see in the destination indicator, there's an A inside of a triangle. That's because at one point, this rail car served trains that stopped at A stops. Certain train runs stopped at A stops, while others stopped at B stops, and some stations were designated for both A and B stops. This system, known as skip stops, was used so that trains could reach their destination faster and not stop at every station, thus making it more convenient to get from certain places to other highly sought after destinations. Here's the exterior view as we crawl back into the airport.
So after having had that experience riding the 6000 series, which was amazing, I loved the vintage, I loved the view I was able to get, which I definitely will be using in this video. After doing that, it is now time to go and check out that 2600 series a bit down on the platform, which I was going to do until I was interrupted because I did not want to miss this train. So let's go check that out, and we'll see what else this event has in store. Here you can see just as how the other car was for A trains, this is for B. So trains that would skip A stops would stop at these B stops and vice versa. Here we see a map of the Blue Line at the time before the OHare extension opened. At this point, the system was split into the Douglas branch, the Congress branch, and the Kennedy extension. OHare had not yet opened. Directly adjacent to the other map, there's another map showing the entirety of the L system before the OHare extension was open. As you can see, at the time, the 40 OHare Express bus service filled in the role of the Blue Line's extension to OHare. Before OHare was the large international travel hub that it is today, it was originally a base for building aircraft during the Second World War. After the war, it became part of a plan by the city of Chicago to replace Midway, which was at the time Chicago's municipal airport. Later renamed to Orchard Field, and then renamed in honor of Edward Butch OHare. Before L service was brought to OHare in 1984, there was a movement to bring quality transit to OHare, with the opening of the Kennedy and Dan Ryan lines, related projects notably with stations designed by Chicago-based Skidmore, Owings & Merrill architects, who also designed the Sears Tower and Hancock Building. L service was extended northwest of Logan Square via a subway and expressway median as far as Jefferson Park in 1970. Ultimately, in the early 80s, the line reached OHare. Famous architect Helmut Jahn is responsible for the design of the OHare L station. Not just this, but Jahn also designed the walkway connecting the station to 3 of the airport's terminals, as well as designed the walkway connecting Terminal 1 to its sub-concourse. All 3 designs carry the similar motif of colorful blocks. They are truly something to behold, and if you're ever at OHare, it's pretty hard to miss. Here, you can see the interior of a classic 2600 series railcar. The interior is pretty similar to those still in use today, as this series has not yet been retired, the only main differences being the advertisements as well as that system map. Take a look. Seeing the RTA's actual logo in use is always a welcome sight. Here we have yet another map showing which stations were served by which train runs, as well as a diagram of OHare Airport. If you couldn't tell, I'm quite a fan of maps like this, and seeing these was really a nerd out moment for me, I will admit. The OHare extension is vitally important to Chicago's infrastructure, due in no small part to what it connects. OHare is Chicago's primary international airport, and Chicago is also a major hub for rail transit in America, essentially being the core of intercity rail outside of the Northeast Corridor. With the Blue Line having the closest L stop to Union Station, this means that it connects the city's primary air hub with its primary rail hub, as well as the Loop and many other neighborhoods throughout the city, including my own. Many areas along the line, such as OHare, Rosemont, the Loop, and many more, are also major hubs for employment, making it a true commuter workhorse. The Blue Line is also the L line with the second highest ridership, with the Red Line taking first, and these 2 lines are the only 2 currently running a 24/7 schedule. All this combined makes the Blue Line an incredibly useful transit link for anyone in the city. Thank you all so much for coming with me today to celebrate 40 years since the CTA Blue Line was extended to OHare. I had a lot of fun seeing it, and it's great to see the CTA celebrating such an important piece of their infrastructure. I'll see you all in the next video, and until then, take care.